feels like a money Monday. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, blockchain, if these things confuse you as much as they do, it really is a good show to tune into today, because no matter how far under a rock you've been living, you've probably heard of all of these things and the concept of cryptocurrency. It's also very confusing, but we keep hearing in the media of people earning and losing money left, right and center. Now, whether we understand it or not, cryptocurrency is the way of the future, people. So we've invited expert Salvatore Burgio to help unpack what it is and hopefully enlighten all of us, and maybe you and I can make some money. Salvatore, welcome to Afternoon Express.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So we need to really bring this down to base level, because I have been so overwhelmed by what all of this is and why, when to enter the market and when not to. What exactly is a cryptocurrency?
Okay, let's say Bitcoin is the first digital, decentralized currency.
Okay.
Now, first and digital, I believe I don't have to explain nothing. It's fully understandable.
So we know what digital is, we know what the first is. Okay.
Now let's see what is digital. Digital is a way to handle money, to handle value with 101010, nothing physical. It's everything on the net, it's everything on a computer, it's everything on a software.
Okay.
Now, we already use digital currency. This is why it's the first decentralized digital currency, because credit cards, they use digital currency.
What do you mean by that? So if I use my credit card, how is that digital money?
It's digital money. It's not physical money. You don't use physical money with a credit card.
So you're saying that the money that I've got in my credit card on a particular point
are already digital.
Okay, so it's not even there. It's not even a physical quantity anyway.
They're not physical. They're not physical, like it's not physical, the app that you pay and download it on your phone.
Okay, so we've been experiencing digital currency a while. So if you at home obviously own a credit card, if you've owned a check card, debit card, whatever you've been using to purchase from,
third party in internet give you plenty services on exchanging money all over, and it's all digital. Okay. Nobody print money there.
So then you mentioned decentralizing. That's what makes this so unique. Bitcoin, all these other brands that are coming up. What does that mean?
Decentralized means that instead to be a currency that is handled by a central bank or a bank or any entity that have a vertex on top of a pyramid, is actually a consensus between people that decide to apply this protocol that was created by Satoshi Nakamoto, that eventually we still today we don't know who is Satoshi Nakamoto.
Could be me, yeah.
Exactly. And this eventually changed the full game of how money is produced.
Okay, so it's no longer owned by a particular bank, it's not owned by a particular person or a particular country.
I can assure you doesn't exist a Bitcoin number help desk.
Okay, you can't phone them in.
No.
Okay, why do we need to know about cryptocurrency? Why is it so important? Because is it going to get to the stage in our lives where we can't buy with cash or with credit cards any longer?
Is the future. Is the future, definitely is the future. Look, Sweden already is a cashless society. They use digitalized money.
Okay.
Of course, not decentralized, they still use the old currency in a digitalized way, but will be just question of years before even that currency and lots of other currency will become decentralized, or at least made in blockchain.
I see.
Blockchain ensures us that is unmutable, unhackable, is recorded everywhere. Even if 3/4 of the net go down and the other half of the people have no electricity, will be still one miner, one node around the world, somewhere in a remote place, that will hold the full blockchain, the full ledger where all the transactions are recorded.
So what I'm getting from you is that if you do not know about cryptocurrency and you don't start learning about it now, in 5, maybe 10 years' time, you will not be able to purchase anything because you won't understand how it all works. So getting to know cryptocurrency is vital, especially for the young people in our country, because it'll be the way of purchasing things in the future. Is it a safer form of purchasing? Why are we moving more towards crypto, decentralized, as opposed to just cash?
Look, you see, the centralized entities have on top human beings. Now, human beings can make failure, can be corrupted, can make a mistake. Now, all these with a blockchain is delegated to a software. A software, 1 + 1 is 2. With a human being, 1 plus... Okay. Unfortunately, we see in the past, look, the Lehman Brothers, the banks, they do sometimes funny things. We can't really trust human beings. Let's be honest, we can't trust ourselves.
Yeah.
We are greedy, we are funny, we are, I believe in something, you believe in something else, we clashing and something goes wrong. And eventually, if these are people holding a ledger with my money,
okay, so blockchain prevents that because there are too many people in the system for you to, and all these transactions are recorded, it's all public, and with Bitcoin particularly, it's not anonymous, so you can...
yes, please. Let's be clear here, because it's true that Bitcoin starts from the dark web, that Bitcoin is being used in the past to do some criminal activity, for sure, but let's remember that before cryptocurrency coming out, which was the actual currency that the criminal used? The US dollar. Why? Was the best currency available in that specific moment. After the dollar, they start to use the euro, especially in cash, that nice 500 euro, this nice purple note. Actually was easy to carry value in a small, piece of paper. Now, in Europe, they're busy criminalizing this 500 euro paper, but it's not that if you take it out, the 500 euro, the people will sell less drugs or girls, let's be less raped. They will use just a different system of currency. For what I understand right now is plenty of cryptocurrency. The cryptocurrency that they're using now for anonymous transaction is Monero. Monero is a cryptocurrency that is decentralized and give in the protocol quite a huge amount of anonymity. Vice versa, with Bitcoin, you can go in blockchain.info and see exactly how far is your transaction to be processed. And you, in a node, you can actually see,
so you can see it all.
And remember, your wallet usually sitting on a computer that is connecting the net or on a cellular phone that have your telephone number and your Google account.
So then unpack something for me quickly. People talk about cryptocurrency being a form of buying and selling, but there's also this big investment. Are you investing in cryptocurrency? Are you buying Bitcoin? And people are wanting to know about the investment side. I don't want to put my money into something that's going to skyrocket and fall, and they say it's going to crash and it's going to be a failure at some point anyway. Why would I want to buy a currency that's going to depreciate so much?
Actually, it's exactly the contrary. The currency that we're using right now is a currency that creates inflation. What is the meaning? Meaning that in the past used to be, for example, the gold standard. This means I printed 100 notes and I have 100 kilo of gold. This means every note have a value of 1 kilo of gold. Unfortunately, banks and states, they always need money. This means from 100 notes, now I produce 200 notes, but with the same collateral. This means that specific denomination, the value of that specific denomination is not anymore 1 kilo of gold, but half a kilo of gold. This we call it inflation. In the case of Bitcoin, Bitcoin is set, the protocol is set to stop production at 21 million pieces. At the moment we are about 16 million pieces, and here the numbers are funny because some people say 2 million, some people say 4 million of Bitcoin is being already lost. This means not reachable anymore by human mistakes.
So let's bring it back down to that answer then, just very quickly. Is it worth investing in it? Is it something that we should buy? And if I don't, because they're really expensive at the moment, the Bitcoin is quite expensive. If I don't have that kind of money, can I purchase a portion of a Bitcoin?
You can. Bitcoin is divisible in 100 million parts.
So how much is 1 million part? 100 million part?
100 million part means that when Bitcoin will be $100 million in a future, probably near, we will still have the unit at $1.
Okay, I see. So
this means is divisible in plenty parts. And going back on your question before, that if Bitcoin is suitable for as a system of payment or as an investment, it actually is good for both, exactly like money. Like I say, as a payment system is fantastic because I can send in the other side of the world or pay to a website one amount of value, money, that can be dollar, euro, yen, or whatever, practically instantly, with fees that are ridiculous. This means at the moment that are high. To make a transaction you spend between $3 to $5. Was a moment for problems of the net that will be a lot higher. But me, I remember last year when I started to buy my first Bitcoin, was probably 50 cents of a dollar. This means, think about it, I can send maybe $1,000 in the other side of the world, spending 50 cents of a dollar is a ridiculous amount. If we go to a money changer, to a bank institution, they ask a lot more. Besides the fact that we must go there with papers, we must prove, we must do. Then is another advantage for the poor people. This is also what we care, especially in my company. People that don't have the facility to actually reach a bank institution. If you've been blacklisted, if you don't have official income,
residence and all that
stuff, you don't have a way to have a banks. If you don't have a bank, you don't have a credit card. If you don't have a credit card, it's difficult to you do payments, especially in internet. With Bitcoin, anyone can actually purchase a small little portion of a Bitcoin from another person that have Bitcoin, even with cash, and have the money available to do the purchase.
Sure. So it is really important for us to get to know what cryptocurrencies are about, because I don't know if you know this, South Africa, but obviously